there's a hole on his property, and he sees that like all his neighbors are throwing all kinds of crap into the hole, like old washing machines and all kinds of stuff. They're just using it as a dump. And so he starts doing the same thing. They're all just throwing stuff in the hole. And after a while, he wonders, why does this not fill up? It's very strange. So he goes over there and he's just kind of, he can't see the bottom. He can't hear an echo. And he's out there investigating with his dog. And he's looking and he looks and his dog won't come close. Like his dog is like, will not come near the hole. And he looks up and birds are flying around it. Like no, nothing wants to come near this hole. So he wants to figure out how deep this thing goes. And he's a fisherman, so he puts fishing line down there and he's got 5,000 feet and he doesn't hit bottom. He does another spool. He's got 10,000 feet. He ties lifesavers on the bottom of it to put it down there to see if they'll come up dissolved. Maybe it's a well. 20,000 feet, 50,000, till he hits about 16 miles of line down and he doesn't hit the bottom with it. So he
16 miles of
16
line.
miles of line. So
16 or 60?
16.
Jeez.
And he notices that his radios are acting weird. He's got, when he's out there working, he's listening to his radio, but and when his radio's near the hole, he's picking up these strange things. Like he's hearing old time music, and which doesn't make sense. And then he tunes a little bit and he catches a baseball game. He listens to that for a minute and realizes it's a game from 30 years ago. So something is affecting like time around the hole. So at this point, he calls into Art Bell at Coast to Coast. I don't know if you remember Art Bell on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Back then. So he's telling Art this story about how weird this hole is. He talks about how one of his neighbors, his dog, threw the dog down the hole, and the next day he sees his dog running through the woods with his collar on, but he won't come. It's like he acts like he doesn't know him. Like the hole is doing weird stuff in the area. So he talks to Art Bell a little bit about it, and then Art is trying to get in touch with him and can't, and then finally does. And Mel Waters says, "I wish I never called you." He said, "So I talked to you," and he was out of town for that interview. He said, "I got back into town. I couldn't get on my property." He said there was heavy machinery there. There was military there. They wouldn't let me up. Some guy in plain clothes came down and said, "You can't come in here." I said, "Why? This is my property." He said, "There was a plane crash, so we have to investigate it. There's no evidence of the plane crash. There's no news." And Mel starts to get kind of upset. It's my property, my land. And then the guy in plain clothes says, "I'm not saying we will, but we could find a drug factory or something on this land. I'm just, saying that could happen if you want to press this." And Mel Waters said, "I'll go to the press." The guy's like, "Tell whoever you want. No one's going to believe you." And he gets run off his property. And you don't know if it's a hoax or not, but Art Bell talks to a news crew that goes to the property and they find evidence of tractor tracks in the mud and evidence that there was a military presence there along with machinery. And it's still all blocked off. Mel is eventually contacted by some intelligence and offered a deal. $2 million, you leave the country, you never come back, and you lease us the property, sell us the property. You just never come back. So Mel goes overseas for a while. And this story on Art Bell is 10 years that he checks in. So Mel is overseas. He's in Australia. And it's something like his niece is graduating. So he wants to come back. He's not supposed to come back at all. But he decides to come back anyway. And he's taking a bus. He lands wherever and he's taking a bus. And there's some type of issue where breaks out on the bus. There's a fight or something. The bus pulls over and everyone gets off, but he's not allowed off. Like they're holding him back. They get everyone off. A couple of guys kind of grab him. He feels like a pinch and then he blacks out. And he wakes up 12 days later and he's in San Francisco in an alley. And he doesn't know what's happened for the last 12 days. And he tastes blood in his mouth and he realizes his back teeth are missing. Like it's a crazy story. And he's telling all this to Art. And Art helps him like find a place to stay. And he says, Art, I just got contacted from native tribe and uh, the people are called the Basque. I don't know if you know the Basque. It's a region between like France and Spain. It's a little area people call the Basque. It's a small community, but it's very unique. So a lot of Basques settled in Nevada in like the 19th century. So this native tribe is working with the Basque, and they call Mel, and they want him to come out because they found another hole. Story gets weirder from here. So he goes out to like consult with them about the hole, and that hole is different. Mel's hole was about 9 feet around, 9 feet wide, with a stone retaining wall. This hole is 9 feet, but it's got this metal collar, and it's metal all the way down as far as the eye can see, and it won't vibrate at all. Like Mel drops a tool or something on it, and it doesn't make a sound. It's very strange. The tomb are open, and inside is what Mel described as a fetal seal, like the fetus of a seal with human eyes, and it's looking at them. And they kind of just set this seal-looking thing out for a while. They're looking at each other for a couple of hours, and then it eventually kind of inches its way back down into the hole. And once it does that, Mel, who had esophageal cancer, is now cancer free. Like everyone who was sick in the village is now healed. And the people there think this is some like divine thing that with this with this